My parents used to put music in the car. When we were, driving to the beach, we had a lot of CDs. We had Henry Mancini and many other things. I think that must be the first music I remember. I was so influenced by Carlos Santana in my beginning. I kind of connected with all that music, when I was 16 years old, 17 years old. I wanted to make my own band. It's mostly about being deeply alive, to experience the most you can while we are here. How folk music come into my life, it was really special moment. I was maybe like 10 years old. They had a pagan party about the reverence to water, where they dance, they play folk music, they play games, eat, and I saw this party, folk party from far away, and something in me said like, okay, I want to be there, I want to do this. The group welcomed me with open arms. And after that, in September, I joined the group officially. I went to the lessons to learn how to dance, learn how to play the castanets and everything else, until today, where I'm the teacher. It's all ages, all kinds of people coming there, and every day is more people wants to learn the folk music. So I try to teach them the basics of what we are doing, like the dance and the music and the folk. I want to teach them also like music outside the folk. Things about art and things about being on a stage, It's a courting dance, the dance from Ibiza, right? So I also try to teach them how to dance with the women and treat her with respect. So we are here. This is where I used to work in the summers as a teenager. This is the supermarket of my family. My father runs it, kind of.
Yes, Andrés.
Se faig.
Bien.
Se faig.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?
¿Las cajas?
¿Te lo traigo o
Vamos.
me ayudas?
I'm working again. Vamos.
Yo lo conozco a Andrés ya hace 16 años.
Y yo de cuando era muy chiquitillo iba por aquí por todos los pasillos corriendo, o sea, era muy pequeñito cuando yo lo conocí.
Cuando no tenía ganas de trabajar, me decía siempre, Cristian, vamos a comer.
Que se come unos bocatas, que se mete ahí 3 o 4 paquetes de embutido, eso también, ¿eh? Y mira cómo está de fino.
Y después me decía, Cristian, ahora he comido, hay que estar tranquilo un poco, ¿vale?
Y así se le pasaba el día, sentado.
Y después,
siempre estaba comiendo y descansando.
De media hora dice, me voy para casa porque
Claro.
es la hora que tengo que ir.
Nice.
¿Para mí? Pero fírmamelo. Gracias.
Wow, ahora sí. Ahora sí.
A ver dentro. Chulo.
Adiós, Andrés. Hasta luego.
Mulțumesc.
Da.
We have the test pressings for the vinyl. We need to check if they are okay. And no better place to check it than Joachim's studio, because he has the best equipment for vinyl, the good system and the good ears. So let's go. I hear from many years before some things about Joachim, a legendary piano player living on the island, making extreme recordings with saxophone, car, horns, and all that stuff. I said, okay, one day I should meet him or do something, you know. So I had that in mind, you know, and I went to see this festival, Jazz Point, in March 2020. I see in the audience a very, you know, it was fancy dressing, well dressed. So I went up to him and I introduced myself and I said, "Are you Joachim Kuhn?" And he says, "Yes." And then I said, "Okay, I would like to play with you, do something together, record something together." And he said, "Of course." He gave me his number in September. I called him and said, "Hey, I'm Andrés, we met in the festival in March." He said, "Yeah, come to my house." So I went there and he has the drums ready for recording. So I sit on the drums, we played, and it was a blast. We had a real connection. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Good?
Yeah,
Yeah, good. They sent another music, so I have this one and some other shit, but
And did you listen to it?
not yet.
Not yet?
I wanted to wait for here.
Okay.
Klaus told me it was very good.
When I met Andrés about 5 years ago, you know, he came here, he was 19, a little bit shy. So I said, let's play. So he played some drums and I played some free improvisation. And then he came with his marimba instrument, we started to play. And I could already see his ability to become the 100% musician. He was already there, but he was still searching for his way. And meanwhile, we've been playing a lot all those years. We became friends. And 5 years later, the progress he's been making from the beginning until now, it's quite amazing. And besides the talent, he is practicing like crazy every day to get better and better. To be recognized on your sound and on your phrasing you're playing, you have to work. So when you're young, I practice 10 hours a day and you can recognize me. And the same I can say about Andrés. I could recognize him immediately.
From the day one, Joachim encouraged me to compose every day, almost every day, and compose music, right? For the album Right to Heaven, the most special piece I think that connects to Joachim is the acceptance steps. He encouraged me to get out the comfort zone, to accept what was new in that time. This piece was the first piece he kind of encouraged me to compose, so that was heavily inspired by him.
The new album of Andrés, I think is a very beautiful record. I just listened to it again this morning. It's a beautiful album. It shows a lot of musicianship. Ramón López, I played with him for 10 years. And Mateusz, I made a duet album with him also. So you have great musicians in the band. They are also on the same level. So that's why it sounds very much together and it sounds very fresh.
how the Cosmic Trio was formed, it was by accident. It's a crazy combination, marimba, drums and violin. Initially, I formed a local band in Ibiza with some local guys, and I wanted to invite Mateusz, Smoczyński on violin. 2 weeks before the concert, the local band said, okay, we prefer not to play, we don't feel ready. I had Mateusz who was coming, but I had to find the rhythm section. Ramón López on drums, and let's try Majid Bekas on gembri, from Morocco. Because that was Joachim's trio for many years. Ramón, Majid and Joachim, right? Because of the quarantine COVID restrictions in Morocco, Majid could not travel to Spain. So we had no bass, the guys were already on the island, and we said, okay, we need to make something happen out of this trio, We need to find the music out of almost nowhere. So we spent 3 days, 4 days practicing, rehearsing and finding what to do, and that was the beginning of the Cosmic Trio. Just in case, I want to know how we explain this album to an alien.
As a jazz musician, you have to think international from the beginning on, which he did. He's playing in Germany, he's playing in France, he's already in Spain, he plays, of course. And that will go on. As soon as this record comes out, I'm sure you will play a lot.
When destiny is in front of you, makes an appearance in your life, you ride into it, you go through it. That's the spirit of Try to Heaven Peace. And what's before in the album is all the preparations, let's say, for that moment.
And I think it's the first time Ibiza produced a jazz musician. He's the only one. In my eyes, he is already one of the top marimba players in the world right now. And I wish him all the best luck to do it for the next 60 years like me.